but he just stayed down the middle the whole time. So even when there was a spot, I couldn't get around it.
All right, so thank you all. We do have a quorum. We're here. The chair is here. Can't talk to us, but can chat as we need. So we'll make note of that. We'll call to order. This is the Wednesday, September 21 meeting of the Crossroads Business District Commission. The first item of business is the minutes that were sent for the August 17th meeting. If there are no corrections that anyone wishes to note, I'll accept a motion to approve the minutes.
I second. Or motion to approve.
And I second it.
Thank
Allison.
you. Thanks, Allison. So we have got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. All right, we have no visitor comments. Don't see anyone here. Don't have anyone on Zoom. Old business, right to me, the streetscape update. The grant is awarded. So once we have the money, we are off to the races. So I would expect, talking to Public Works, that we'll start some scoping meetings with the county probably throughout the winter. So January, February, we'll start needing, I'll reach out to you all and figure out if we're going to have one big meeting with the county with everyone, or if we get a small group of us here to just sit down and figure out some of the planning steps on engineering. Of course, there's still, outside of the grant, questions to be answered. Again, the Baker Gore intersection needs to be answered, and just, you know, what it all looks like on how we spend that money now that we're getting them. So.
And Eric, we still get the period street lighting with the hangers for the plants.
We can, that's all. So yes, so again, you have the money from the city for those streetscape things that we can put into periods. If you want the period street lighting with plant hangers, if you want to try to do decorative crosswalks, I mean, we can figure all that out with the money we have set up there.
Okay, thank you.
When do we think construction is projected to begin? I think we are looking probably at late 25 when the full road construction. So. But again, that also depends on when the Fed cycle money kicks through and such like that. So there's some parts of this that could potentially go sooner, but that all has to be engineered. That's not to belabor this, but we got through the hardest part, which was get the money put aside. So now we need to firm up the timeline. I did chat the temporary pedestrian crossing changes at Elm and Big Bend. Public Works is meant to be installing them. It could be any day now. So it's just a matter of starting to restripe that one crosswalk and put that little post in for the crosswalk button. Okay. Commission vacancies is next. We still have 2 vacancies. Is that correct? We have 2. We have 2.
I did speak with a person on Alma, a lady that I know, another Allison, by the way. And I gave her all the information. I gave her the application. She is in the middle of a show. She's a set designer. So she's in the middle of a show right now, but she's going to take the time to look at it and hopefully give us a good answer.
Okay.
Thank you for doing that.
We'll see.
I expect the council's been wrapped up with charter review appointments, but starting back up in October 4th, they're going to have interviews for boards and commissions. So it'll be, you know, whenever somebody applies, we'll get them on the next council meeting and be able to get them in front of the council. So.
Okay.
All right. Next up is meeting schedule for 2023, which you're in the blue column here. Can you all see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
So this is, I just put every month on the calendar. And what we want to walk through is just go through, are there any months or issues with the third Wednesday at 8 o'clock again that you wish to change or remove or such. So I know we're talking about not doing a December one this year. I did put it on just so you could see when it would be. We obviously could take any month off if you wish. So because we'll want to publish our 23 schedule here shortly. So.
Looks okay to me.
Allison says looks good.
Yeah,
Chelsea,
looks good. The 20th of December is kind of tight in there as everyone's getting ready for holiday stuff, but I'm fine with it.
Works
up
for
to
me.
you. Okay, all right, so I'm hearing everyone's good. We're gonna keep it on, and then we'll, obviously, if you want to cancel something throughout the year, you can, so not a problem. And we're gonna go to the issue that we'll probably talk the most about, pickleball tournament for 2023. I did hear from from Chris and all of Chris's organization that did help put that together. They have asked to reserve next year on Saturday, the 30th of 2023, September 30th, for the pickleball tournament, and wanted to bring that back to you. Again, the tournament itself was considered a city sponsored event because of the actions you all took, and so that meant that you didn't have to pay the costs for parking signs and the trash cans and such. I assume the business district wants to do that again. You don't have any events like that. We give each business district two. So I wanted to bring that up as we sort of plan that out, that's still the plan from the business district.
Did I hear September 30th?
That's
Yes.
correct, yes.
Okay. I'm okay with that. My brother's birthday, but I can do that.
Well, now I've got a place for him to celebrate.
Right.
I'm good with it.
Okay. I'm very
Awesome.
awesome. Thank you for not choosing Jazz Fest weekend. Really appreciate that, because the city would not know what to do with everyone wanting to do something on the same weekend, so.
No, we wouldn't do that.
All right, and we hear from Heidi that she's good with it as well, so we will work with you all and get the permit, obviously, once you have details firmed up for next year, so that's good. BDC update, a couple things. BDC meets tomorrow. They are going to be talking with 314 together, some of the shop local issues. So trying to look at not only their holiday marketing, which the city supports and such for the Christmas season and retail, but also continuing more shop local support efforts, some marketing on shop local issues. And then has created the Work in Webster Groves job board, workinwebstergroves.com. It's a free resource for you all. I think we finally got everyone's quotes back for a press release now. So all this stuff will be going out where you as business owners will have a free job board that the city will host that you can use to simply, if you have jobs that you want people to know about, you can use workinwebstergroves.com. You can go and see it right now. And depending on the scale, meaning the involvement of the business community and nonprofits and such to use it, the BDC intends to ask the council to put some ARP money behind marketing that and putting that out into the atmosphere as a branded product, for folks outside of the city here to really gravitate towards open positions. It was the number one thing we heard from businesses when the BDC did their surveys, and the roundtable is, attracting talent and bringing workforce in and obviously retaining them as well. But there's many factors there, but one small step that we hope that will help that. So those are the quick announcements from BDC. And I'll pause if there's any questions, or Fran, if I missed anything.
Business bingo.
Oh, thank you. Business bingo. I know there's a couple businesses. BDC is hosting business bingo on October 1st. It's a day around not only the business districts, but other areas of town where businesses have signed up to be on a bingo card, and literally folks are going to be meandering around town to go step into places and try to get bingo on their card. And then they come back down to, I think it's Llewellyn's. Yes, Llewellyn's, where we have the little party, and there will be $250 in Webster bucks as prizes for those who complete their bingo card and such like that. So it's an opportunity. And in fact, you can find, I'll share the bingo, the details with you all. Is it 10 that we pick them? I can't remember what time we'll be there. We're going to share the details with you all. Yeah. We'll get that email out, but that's on October 1st. And BDC we have bought some ads for that as well. So we do expect to see some people shuttling around town between the business districts and up to Zeta Dell, Owen, Yorkshire, and areas, wherever the businesses that did sign up. So. Okay. City update, we don't have a council member. I just wanted to pull up real quick our business license, the business licenses. I don't think we have anyone new in Crossroads. Oh, yes, we do. Inaj, let me share this so you can all see it. Sorry. Share screen. Here's our business license report for August. We do have a new home health right here that's in Crossroads, so a new business license brought in there. All these are posted on our August on the business license page. Those are the August updates. So wanted to make you aware of that. The city has also completed the Charter Review Advisory Board nominations last night at the city council meeting. So those 9 members plus 2 alternatives have been appointed. We will have their names up on the website. Don't ask me to name them all, but I do know that and remembered that BDC member Tammy Bain, who runs Maypop up in Zeta Del, did apply. As we talked about, there was no one really with a business background that in terms of an active owner of business. So she applied sort of in that role. And so she has been appointed to that board. Fellow member of yours, Julie Campbell, had applied, but then had removed her application. But we do have Tammy on the charter board as sort of a business person, brings that perspective. There's a lot of things going on. We right now are working through a lot of things with flood buyouts. We obviously, that's a big question about whether or not the city buys out properties with FEMA assistance that have been substantially damaged by floods. That's pretty raw for a lot of folks. Whether or not we do it, there are pros and cons. One of the things that we need to talk about as a city is the land use. If the city does buy out those, they can never be built on again. It is required that those lots just become part of green open space. You can't put any impervious area on it. Can't even make it a parking lot. It has to be able to drain down water and such. So, certain types of parking lots, I should say. But to give you a sense, so it's there are larger questions to just whether or not we want to help those homeowners and such. So council is working through those, and I anticipate within the next month or two we have to come to some final resolution there on where we're going to go in that direction. That's a big issue for the city.
How many homes are in that area? Are they all on Kirkham right there at Rock Hill?
No, actually, none of the substantially damaged are in that area. So while that does back up, that we're talking 6 homes up on the edge of Tuxedo Park area, up by the Deer Creek Park. So up behind Maypop is where it goes down, and the water got that high that there are 6 homes. There's 5 in that area, and then one way down to the southern part of the southeastern part of the city, just up from KFC a little bit. There's one home there up on the backside of Marshall that is part of that property. So we had 6 substantially damaged homes. That's what the FEMA designation is. And then there are 15 other damaged, but not substantially, that would be eligible. And 5 of those 15 have requested buyout. So there's at least 11 homes that unfortunately aren't all just like in a row, right? I mean, they're sort of scattered in and around. So, which would create some lots and areas, which again, not a problem. It's just those things to think through about, what the city has.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
On this vein, are we responsible for the things that happened at Deer Creek Park, at Rocket Park?
So we as the city are not responsible for them at all. We did have some costs for some of the cleanup, the debris that came into the park.
Right.
So FEMA will actually be here Friday, not related to the homes, related to us as city damage for our costs and reimbursement to us and going through that process. We estimate there's probably about $25,000 worth of damage at Deer Creek Park, our side of the park there. So FEMA is probably going to be reimbursing a good chunk of that, but we do have to at some point get it cleaned up. There are many conversations in the community about will Brentwood bound, the big project Brentwood is doing, will it fix it, will it not? Is it in any way responsible while they're doing construction? I'm by no means a flood expert, don't have the answers, but those are questions and conversations we're asking to those types of engineers and hydrologists and the emergency response team.
Right. I walk through there every day with the dog, and the wood it's unbelievable, all the wood that came down from that lumber yard.
Yeah.
You know, and I love all the driftwood, but some of it's stuck up underneath the bridge, and
Right.
there's even a case of water stuck up underneath the bridge.
Yeah. Those are the kinds of things that obviously for safety, we also will need to come through and clean out, because the last thing we want is to have, you know, debris wood up in a tree come falling down on somebody in the future.
Right.
So we're, you know, we're
There's
trying
some-
to, go ahead.
There is some serious undermining where it's come close to losing the land next to the path, where it's subsided into the creek
Yeah.
quite substantially.
And that will, and this is the funny part of so many jurisdictions around that creek,
Right.
that damage is actually going to be going towards the greenways ownership of the trail and such. So
I see.
that's going to be their piece of that application. So
I'll keep an eye on that.
yes, please do. I mean, you know, this, just to give you a sense, that flood event, you know, that following Saturday, we as the city were like, why is the park closed off? DNR had to close it off because there were fuel barrels that floated down the creek, and they had to check and make sure there was no leakage and such. So
There's a dumpster down in there too.
yep.
The whole dumpster, yep. You know, I'm on the other side I'm right at Tuxedo and Laclede Station, and that's where they closed off the street because Marshall was so flooded. I guess I'm lucky I don't have a basement.
So that's my city update. I'll look at Officer Razul. Anything from,
I'm sorry, I don't have any.
there we go. Any questions for me on city stuff?
Oh, you haven't had any updates from the restaurant on the corner up here, have you?
You're talking about the bagel place?
Yeah, I talked to
Maybe.
them and they said October, but I don't know. It looks like it's still just barely moving. So I didn't know if they had any applied for anything.
That was the last month I had heard, but I haven't seen anything, you know, cross my desk for applications and such. So,
Okay.
and I haven't seen them on a plan commission agenda or anything like that. So don't know of anything that they would need to go to that for, but I haven't seen any changes yet. So
Has anybody talked to Lark about being on the board?
No,
Yeah, I don't know who they are.
I can pull some names and I'll send them out to you all, who those folks are. So
Oh, and Heidi says she can reach out.
What about Descendant too?
I think Descendant is in business bingo, if I'm correct.
Oh, yeah?
I think so, yeah. All right, next meeting is Wednesday, October 19th. Your staff liaison will have his coffee earlier in the morning and be here right at 8 o'clock. Anything else I can update everyone on, or otherwise we will take a motion to adjourn.
one last question.
Yes.
Did the trash can ever get removed from up on the corner? And
Boy,
if
it better-
fine. it can stay there.
What's that? Sorry, go ahead.
If it's in good condition, it can stay there. I just didn't know if we're still moving it.
I asked for it to be moved, so if it's not, somebody please tell me, so it should have been removed. If it is still there, we have just simply had, even Old Webster, I mean, doesn't matter where the trash cans are, pickup has been sporadic. It has not been twice a week per the contract as it should be. Even for Jazz Fest, none of those cans were emptied ahead of the time, so luckily we, you know, had extras and such, but it's just been a challenge. And there's just to be gracious with Waste Management, they're having the same problem as everyone, getting people and drivers, and so routes are, you know, getting tough, but it is an issue. So
Maybe we
Skip, go ahead.
Maybe you could post their jobs on the Webster job board.
I was seriously thinking about it.
All right, thank you.
But, yeah, thank you very much. Anyone else?
Nope.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Is there a
Second.
second? Second by Chris. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We stand adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye, guys.